Hello again, guys. Right, today I thought I'd take you through the settings menu and show you a couple of things in there that you might want to know or use. Right, so first we're going to come down to the start button down here, click that, and click on this little gear here that says settings. And this is it. Right, the first one, system. Very basic things here. How bright do you want the colour? A night light, which basically dims the screen at a certain time of night so it's easier on your eyes. The sound, again, incredibly similar. The volume, these little boxes here are for in case you've got different speakers hooked up to your computer, or more than one I should say, and the same with your microphone. In these boxes you just pick which one you want to be using. For most people, probably for all of you, it will just be one, but that's what they're there for. Right, notifications and actions. You get these messages sometimes while you're doing stuff that pop up sort of here in a greyish box. That's what they are. You can turn it off so you don't get any notifications from apps and other things, just to put important ones like Windows Update and stuff. And here you have options like, do you want it showing on the lock screen? Do you want it to make sounds, etc. So you can tick and untick them depending on your preferences. Now here it will have a list of every bit of software that will send or give you notifications. So say if you don't want them, or you're fed up of getting them from a certain application, a certain bit of software, you find it here and turn this from on to no, on to off, if it works. There we go. And that's it for that one. Power and sleep. Now I've already showed you before on a power plan what to do with power and sleep settings, but I'll show you again here. Now to turn the screen off, on battery means not plugged in because this is a laptop. So here they've picked turn the screen on after 10 minutes if it's not been used, when it's not plugged in. When it is plugged in, they've set it for 15 minutes. And sleep, which is sort of turning the computer off, but not fully, they've selected never and never. But again, that's up to you. You pick whichever suits you. I'll leave it there for those settings for now. Next, let's go to personalization. And here's where you pick your desktop picture, your background. And this is where you select the picture, so we've got this one in a minute, so let's select that. Let's quickly see what that looks like. Click this little line to minimize this. There it is, that's quite nice. And to get that page up again, you come down to settings down here and click on that, and it pops up. Now you can have a picture, you can have a solid colour, or you can have a slideshow, which is where it's several pictures, and every half a minute or so it changes to the next one. Now if you want to select a picture that's your own and isn't here, you'd come down here and click on browse, and then you would go and find that picture and use it. So I think I've got a picture somewhere, so on the desktop are these folders, and I think in one of here I've got a picture, yeah. So double click on that, and now that's one of the options. I won't use that one though because it's the wrong shape and everything for a background, so I'll change it back to that one. Now if you did want a slideshow, you would have to have a folder that had a few different pictures in, and would come down here and click browse, and then wherever that picture that album is, that folder, you'd select that folder and click choose this folder. I'll just get rid of it, and then all the pictures in that folder would be on the slideshow. Okay, I'm just going to put it back to normal. Don't think there's anything else on that one, no. Right, on colours, I mean here you can choose between dark and light mode in Windows. We're on light mode at the minute. Let me show you dark mode, because it's a lot gentler on people's eyes, they think. For some people it is a lot gentler on the eyes, and having black saves a lot more battery over white. I mean, the desktop is still the same, but things like the settings and the start menu and the file explorer is all black now. I'm just going to change it back to light because that's how I found it. There we go. Transparency effects, that's when you can sort of see through some things a bit, like with the start menu. You used to be able to sort of see through things a bit. Let me see if I can let me turn it back on. Oh, there we go. It's like if you look at this over here, yeah, it just looks a bit nicer with the transparency effects on, so you can sort of see a little bit of what's behind. That's up to you how you want it. I think they were left off actually. Yeah, so I'll leave that. An accent colour, well, I'll show you by changing it. Red. Now if I, like you see writing up here that was in blue is now in red. This little marker here is in red, and if you were to turn things on and off, these are now red. Doesn't make much of a difference, but I'm just going to stick with the normal one that comes with it, that is set to. And again, you can then set custom colours and add colours to title bars and borders. You show you like a title bar would be here. Borders are like these bits around the edges and stuff. Just little things that you're probably not going to be all that bothered about, if I'm honest. Let's get that back up. Lock screen here, it just, if you want to have a particular picture when it's locked, you can pick that here. Nothing more to say about that at all, really. In the themes, it's just basically different ways that Windows is laid out or how the colours are, and they're all the same pretty much. I don't see much of a difference at all in them, so I would leave that. But yes, that's what that is. Fonts is fairly simple. It asks you, what sort of font do you want to use for a lot of things, but I think here in this page it just tells you all of the fonts. So if we click on Arial, hello, and that's what it would look like. Select a font face to see its metadata, and yeah, and once you've selected a font, it just tells you all about it. Weirdly, you can get rid of it if you want, but here you can see what different fonts look like, which I don't really see the point, but it's there. The start menu, that, yeah, it's yeah, let's go through this. Show more tiles on the start menu. Now let's get it up. Tiles are these big chunky things here. Now if you don't want them, you can just right click on them and choose unpin from start, and that would get rid of it. Let's just go back to our settings menu. So let's leave that as off. Show app list in start menu, which is this, or your apps, software as it should really be called. Recently used ones, so show suggestions. Right, sorry if there was a bit of a pause and voices there. I just had to pause because someone needed the room for a minute. So yeah, on the start bar, you can turn all of these on and off as you want, and they're all pretty self-explanatory. Use start full screen, I'll show you that. That basically, when you bring it up, makes it fill the entire screen, which is really messy, I think. So let's go back into settings and turn that off. And yeah, that's it. You just change what you want on the start menu. Fairly simple and self-explanatory. Right, let's go to the next thing. Time and language. Yeah, if you do want to switch languages, you'd come over here. You can set the date and time if you're somewhere else in the world, but you come down here for language, and you basically just, well, Windows display language is just English. Hold on, let me, yeah, you'd have to add a language. So you'd click on add language, and let's say Albanian, you know, next. And it has to download it, and it has to be installed onto your computer. So I won't do that now in case it changed to Albanian and I can't quite get it back because I don't speak Albanian. Speech language is, well, if you get the computer to speak, it's got this horrible, weird robotic voice, so I doubt you'll be doing that. So I'll leave that alone.
Plenty of time. Oh shit, sorry.
Right. Thank you.
I'm rubbish. Oh,
No, you're not rubbish. Vicky nearly fell flat on her face, bringing me a cup of tea, bless her. The billionth one of the week. Oh dear. Right, the next thing, ease of access, which a lot of people may find helpful. For example, yeah, if you have struggle with your eyesight and you want all the text bigger, you would just slide it up as far as you need it until, you know, that's big enough. Just move that down. Make everything bigger. I'm not sure why I can't click on that. Change the size of apps and text on other displays. Wonder what that brings up. Oh, it brings up more of this. Okay. See, some of these things should be quite simple, but they're not. But there are ways to make everything brighter. Show notifications for longer. All sorts of stuff like that. But there should be a way to make everything bigger, but for some reason it's not so simple anymore. So I will show that at another point. The mouse pointer, again, if you struggle with your eyesight, you can make it bigger. I mean, this is the biggest. How are you going to miss that? Okay, and you can change the colour as well. If white doesn't stand out very much, or black, you can have, you know, a custom one, or a purple one. A big giant purple mouse if you want. But I'm going to change this back to how I found it. Leave that at that. Text cursor, again, you can select how big you want it and what size and what colour. Yeah, you can change the text. Oh, sorry, no, these are the text cursor indicators, which is when you're typing on something and you click, there's like a little line that shows you where you're about to type. So if we turn it on, we can have a nice big purple one so someone can't miss it, and we could have it appear thicker or highlighted, all sorts of things, whichever would make it easier for you to see and to see where you are and what you're doing. Magnifier. Yeah, I knew there was a way to magnify things that was easy. So you turn on magnifier and everything zooms in. Now you can zoom out by pressing this, which is, it's a bit awkward. We're zoomed in quite a lot. I think there must be somewhere between 100 and 200 surely. Apparently not. Oh wait, yes there is. If you come to change zoom increments, and let's go by 25% of the time. And now if we magnify, it's just little bits. And to find your way around a page, because obviously you can't see everything now, you have to click and no, you don't have to click and drag, my mistake. You just move your mouse and the screen will move with it. Now if you have your magnifier turned on but you don't always need it or want it, a quick way to turn it on is you hold down the Windows key and press the plus symbol if you have it, and to turn it off you hold down the Windows key and press escape, and I'll take it back to normal. There we go. And there's a few other options here about making things bigger. Right, okay, so that's everything for the magnifier. Right, colour filters. Again, if you struggle with your eyesight, if you turn this on, you can have a sort of black and white display. Inverted means the colours are swapped around, which will just be weird, and I'm not sure how to explain grayscale inverted, but yeah, if we turn on these colour filters and pick grayscale, I'll show you what that looks like. Not a really bad, grainy, horrible black and white, but it's just a lot easier on the eyes, I think. But let's turn that off for now. And, oh, hold on, let me keep it turned on. You can apply other filters for like colour blindness and stuff like that. So select that filter, and now that looks a little different. So yeah, if you're colourblind or have certain other conditions with your eyes, this should be very helpful. I am not an optometrist, so I don't know, but it's got to be there for a reason, surely. Right, high contrast. That just again is if you struggle with your eyes. Please wait. Yeah, might take a moment to do it. Yeah, now there is. Yeah, it looks a lot different. Here you can choose a theme, but it's just a lot more obvious where everything is. There's all these lines around the boxes. It's laid out a lot differently, but this may help some people. I'm just going to turn it off. Just give it a second while Windows does its thing. Right, and now on to the next thing. Yeah, privacy. Right, now this some of this will be preference, some of this will be things you should definitely do or not do. So this one, let apps use advertising ID to make more ads more interesting to you based on your web activity. Basically it means if they can tell what you've been doing online, they'll try and sell you something from what you've been doing. It's a bit, I don't like it, the way they sort of follow what you're doing. Not that I've got anything to hide, but yeah. So here's one, let websites provide locally relevant content by accessing my language list. Most people are fine with that. Let Windows track app launches to improve start and search results. That just means that Windows will track how well bits of software are opening and how well they're working. That's not much to be concerned about, but you can turn that off if you want, but there's not much reason to. Speech recognition takes a lot of setting up and other bits and bobs, so do that another time. Right, inking and typing and personalization. That basically gets used to how you type and tries to predict things, and that's it really for that one. Right, now diagnostic and feedback. There will be two options here. One is the required diagnostic data that you have to send back to Windows. You don't do anything. Your computer does it automatically and uses the internet If you've got optional diagnostic data set, it will send back lots of other information about websites you use and how you use things, and it takes up a lot of your Wi-Fi and a lot of computer power to do it. So I personally leave that. I've got tailored experiences and diagnostic data off. You can delete your diagnostic data if you want, but it's not held on your computer, I don't think, and it doesn't take up. It's not really worth it. Activity history. Again, I'll go into that in another time. It's just basically it logs what you've been doing, so you can come back to it for future reference. Right, update and security, and then after this one we'll leave it there. First one, Windows Update. You have to install your update straight away if you need to. So what you do is you'd check for updates, or it would already say there are updates ready to be installed. So you would check for updates. It would check for a minute or two, and then it will say yes, there are these updates, and then you have to click on download and install. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to click next or yes or no or finish like you do with some things. It just does it for you. It might need to reset. You should make sure it's plugged in and got plenty of charge, and don't do anything else with it because it might want to reset and do other stuff. Okay, as you can see, it takes a while to check for updates, but I know this is up to date because I did it not long ago. Delivery optimization, right. Allow downloads from other PCs. Now, if you're on the internet, you don't want that. It's going to take up your internet, take up your, the power of your computer by letting other people download things from your PC. If you're on a local network in an office, you might want that. But PCs on a local network and the internet, definitely not. I'm going to leave this on because it's renews, so I'm guessing there's probably a reason for that, even though there's just one computer here. Right, I'll leave security for a moment. Backup. Yeah, when I do show you how to back up things, excuse me, there are a couple of ways of doing things. There's some websites you'll have heard of, and another way is when people get a USB stick or something similar where you can store a lot of things, and they plug it into the computer and they create a backup so that if anything happens to their computer, say if it breaks or stops working, and then they get a new one or they get it working again, you can use that backup to get everything as you had it before your computer broke. So I will show you that one day, but not now, but it's important to know that that's there. Okay, Windows security, let's have a quick look on there. So what it does, it protects from all these sorts of things. And a lot of people knock Windows security, saying, oh, it's not that good compared to this, that and the other. And it is pretty good on its own, I would say. It does quite a lot. I mean, if you click on virus and threat protection, it will say, no, there hasn't been any. Account protection, nothing to do. Firewall and network, nothing to do. You don't have to tell it to do a virus scan. It just does all these things sort of on its own. Right, but one thing you see, I've already done about performance and health with deleting junk files. Security as well we will come on to, but what does it say for security? Sort of standard stuff, yeah, that I'd expect to see. Device performance and health. This just sort of tells you how it's doing. It doesn't really get rid of junk files or do much. It just sort of tells you stuff. So you can't tell Windows Defender to particularly do this, that and the other, but it is good. But if you don't want to spend money on a premium antivirus or download one of the free ones that's got a lot of adverts or maybe isn't worth it without getting the premium one, there is a bit of software that pretty much everyone uses. Let me just find Chrome and get online. It's free. There is a premium version, but it is really good. The free version will do you fine. It's been around for a long time, and it gets updated every week with new viruses, so it knows what to look out for and what the dangers are. So I'll show you quickly how to find that. Let's go to Google. Don't like Yahoo. Doesn't looks boring in comparison. So you go to Google and we search for Malwarebytes. There it is, the first predictive one. So click on that. Click on the first link, so it takes you to malwarebytes.com. And scroll down. There should be a free version somewhere. There used to be a free one, I think. Let's type in Malwarebytes free. I've sworn it used to be free. Oh, here we go. Right, so yeah, let's right, which website is that? Yeah, www.malwarebytes.com. This one here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm on. Not sure what that first website was about. I think it might have just been the site for the paid ones, the premium packages. Right, so you come to malwarebytes.com and click on free download and it'll bring you here. Click on free download again. Your download will begin automatically soon. Oh, there it is already. So let's click on that to get going. Click yes when it asks you if you want to allow it to make changes to your device. Let's just get rid of Chrome, just a bit neater. There we go. Click on install. An organisation, or me and my family. Me or my family. Organisation is just for work, as you can guess. You can include browser guard control, which basically means if you remember my video on plugins and extensions, it's one of them for whether you use Edge, Chrome or whatever to browse the internet. If you say yes, sounds good, it adds something that protects you while you're using it. I'm going to press skip for now because on this computer they've already got one from a different antivirus, but if you click yes you don't have to do anything, it just adds it for you. So I'm going to click skip this for now, but you could click yes and then it will install itself. Don't know exactly how long this will take at all, so I'm just going to pause and then come back when it's done. Right guys, we're back. It's installed. So once that's done, click on done. It'll create a shortcut on the desktop, this thing here. So if we double click on it, it will open. And here is where it says premium trial, activate license, buy now. Ignore that because we don't need the paid for one. The basic free one is a lot better. It says premium trial, but once you get to the end of your premium trial, I think it just gives you the basic one, or you can just keep using it in a limited way. So let's just check on this settings cog first. I want to know what's in there. Yeah, these are fairly detailed. I don't think there's really... No, there's nothing really I need to tell you on here. Let me just have a quick look. See, I'd turn on tamper protection, but again, it's quite a long drawn out process. You don't have to do that. But yeah, as you can see, it's turned on. But if you want to manage it, there's a lot of things that you might not want to block from using it. So yeah, I'd turn that off, to be honest. Usage and threat statistics, help them by sending statistics back. It's up to you. Like with Windows, I say they don't really need to. And to be honest, I don't think Malwarebytes do. They have enough research and staff members doing all sorts. You always want to come and check for updates now and then, because if the app isn't up to date, the software isn't up to date, then there may be a virus that it isn't aware of yet and it won't find in a scan. Notifications, don't need much. Now security, yeah, there is something I want to change here, where it says search for rootkits. That's turned off, and that needs to be turned on, because rootkits, kind of virus basically. You can use certain algorithms to detect malicious files, which I turn on just because it's a little bit of an extra added layer. Brute force protection, I'd also turn that on. I won't going into explaining what all of that is. And let's leave the settings menu for now. Even if you're a bit unsure about that and don't want to touch it, it's fine. This will still work fine and protect you, and you'll be okay. It's just that it's better with those things turned on. So click on scan, and then it will go through and check that everything's alright. If it finds something that isn't alright, it'll say, what do you want to do? Do you want to quarantine it, which basically means they put it somewhere in the computer where it can't do anything and it's just there, or do you want to delete it? Now sometimes some viruses can't be deleted or removed because they're so nasty, so they just have to be quarantined, but excuse me, most of the time they can just be dealt with, deleted, and it's fine, there's no problem. So yeah, I'll leave it there for today, guys, and I will see you again in another one, and we will talk a bit more about security. And soon as well, we'll get on some of the more easy, fun stuff, like how to use Facebook, iTunes, things like that. Everyday things, the fun things, but you have to stay safe as well, so that's why I'm doing these videos. And there will be another one, and then that should be it for now. Just 2 security videos, and that should be enough. You'll be glad to know. So thanks for watching, and yeah, any questions, just let me know.